What's going on, guys? Welcome back to No Reserve Radio. Rehn here. With me, as always, Angelo and Austin. This might be the episode Angelo gets fired. And
Angelo breaks the internet.
no, Angelo doesn't. We're not important enough. But this might be the episode I've had enough of you. So,
Very possible.
the video title should tell you what this is, but if it doesn't, or if you can't read, we are going to be doing our top 5 players to build around. These are our personal perceptions of what players, like, if you were starting a team today and you were looking to build over the next 5, 6, 7 years,
Oh, I didn't
what
do that
would
long,
these,
but go on.
or shorter, what players would you want to build around? What would be your franchise cornerstones? We don't know each other's list, but all week up to the last 30 minutes where I've been begging and pleading him, he's made it sound like he's made a massive, disgusting error, and like I said, I think he's getting fired tonight.
I might.
It might be disgusting.
So yeah, it might be mega disgusting, honestly.
Discussing. There's no T for me. Go on.
I said disgusting. So before we get into
There was a T.
basketball news, because we'll do basketball news before D'Angelo starts writing his eulogy. What is a random talent you have that is absolutely pointless? So I'll start it off just to kind of give an idea. So for me, stupid talent I've no use for, juggling. I can juggle. I can juggle really well.
I actually, while I'm working, will juggle too. I'm not gonna lie.
I can do like 4. I can
You
do
can do
skip
4?
I can do 4. I've done 5. I've done 5 briefly.
I can do 3.
But what is a random talent that is absolutely pointless that you guys have?
I have like no talent I can think of, but
I have no talent.
One that my wife always shares is the pack of like the Mox fruit gummies. She can identify every single one just by. She's weird.
Just by what? Tasting it? Smelling it?
Just by feel. Like she can feel it and know exactly which one. Yeah. It's weird.
That beats mine. Significantly so.
That's yeah, no.
And
I got nothing over that.
I'm testing that.
You win.
So a little bit of
yes.
A little bit of NBA news here. So we had the trade deadline last week, as we all are aware. After the trade deadline, as usual, buyout market, right?
Yep.
So we'll start with players that have new teams. So Dwayne Dedmon got waived by the Spurs after he was traded there. He signed with the Sixers. Reggie Jackson bought out by the Hornets, signed with the Nuggets. I really like that signing. Danny Green bought out by the Rockets, signed with the Cavaliers. I like that one a bit too. Not like the biggest fan, but it's a good one.
Yeah.
Terrence Ross bought out by the Magic, or waived by the Magic, signed by the Suns.
Oh, I like that.
That's also a good one.
That's a very good one.
Justin Holiday, waived by the Rockets, signs with the Mavericks. I really like that one too. Candidates that are currently, as of the recording of this episode, which is Thursday, February 16th, Patrick Beverley, Serge Ibaka, Justin Jackson, Stanley Johnson, and John Wall are bought out, but they still don't have teams. And then rumored to be bought out or currently in the process of being bought out: Will Barton, Frank Kaminsky, Alex Len, Kevin Love, Nerlens Noel, Derrick Rose, and Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook. Yeah, you saw that coming. Kevin Love, I'm really conflicted about because he has been with us for so long, and it's really weird. Like seeing a team
log jam.
I get it. No, I get it. But go on.
Going back to when I got back into basketball, because I stopped following basketball for a very long time. Once I got back into it, I think it was 3 years that I'd been out of the game, and my earliest memories of coming back were Kevin Love on the Timberwolves, like the 20 and 15 averages, like far away from that. Derrick Rose and Russell Westbrook, I'm interested to see where both of them go. I think those are the two. Like Kevin Love's decent, like he'll be a decent depth piece, but Derrick Rose and Russell Westbrook in a 6-man role, those are the best fits there. So I think we can just go ahead and get into our lists. I'm interested to see who you guys have and who you've left off. We will do the lists of who we left off at the end, I think, if you guys want to, because I think all of us did more than 5, because I sat down to make this list and just as I was going through it, I realized there were a lot of players that I kind of would want to build around, and I had to narrow it down, and I actually only just finished narrowing it down a couple hours before we recorded tonight. So
I actually had, when I was doing it, I like had my 5 and I had like people on the borderline, and as soon as I got like to 4, I figured out who that 5th one was, and then I just ignored the rest. I'm not gonna lie, as far as ordering them.
So I think we should have quite a few of the same picks, even if we don't have the same
No, we
list.
won't.
Because
No, we won't.
if you do not have any of these 5 that I have on your top 5, but if someone has one like earlier than you, so like if I don't have this person on my list, but if I were to have, say, Harrison Barnes, I'm just going to throw out a random player because none of us will have Harrison Barnes. If I were to have Harrison Barnes at 3 and Austin has him as 1,
Darn,
then
you just spoiled my number 1.
Austin can go ahead and talk about Harrison Barnes as his number 1 there, just to streamline the process, so that when we get to Angelo's top 3 and the tangent and 3-hour diatribe that's going to cause, we don't overrun our episode here. So, with that said, who wants to start?
I think I should go last. However, before we start, I would like to say that it is going to be so nice not having to mention the point guard in Atlanta. He who will not be named this episode. Thank the Lord. I am happy. Whoever wants to start.
I will say he was my number 6. He didn't make my top 5, but he was my number 6.
He wasn't even considered.
Trust me, I know he wasn't considered for you. Austin, do you want to start or do you want me to start?
You go ahead.
Okay, so I went with a bit of a homer pick here. And my list was based on impact of the team and how much they affect the game as a team player. There's one exception to that, and we will get into that. But so for number 5, my 5th player I would want to build around would actually be Tyrese Halliburton. And the reason is it's rare to have a guy averaging 20 points while leading the league in assists with decent shooting splits. So he's a prototypical floor general, right? And I think that's the easiest player to build around. He does have some gaps in his defensive game, but those should come as he gets older. The playmaking, obviously there. He's one of the best passers in the NBA right now. He's one of the best creators in the NBA right now. Not that hard to build a team around him. You can throw really any combination of Pacers players around him, and that team has a shot to win. The easiest way to see this is when you go back to when he was out and the Pacers went on that like 10-game losing streak, and then immediately he came back and they're back winning. So based on that, I would want to build a team around Tyrese Halliburton. I think that he would be one of the easier players to build around because you just have to surround him with players. It doesn't have to be specialists. It's just players. He will make those players better. So, yeah, Tyrese Halliburton, my number 5.
We're starting at 5. Oh, this is going to get really awkward really fast.
Why are you... You're not starting at 5?
Oh, well, I guess I will now.
You were gonna do a count up?
Yes.
Why?
You'll find out why. So, I guess I'll
Oh
go next.
no. Oh
I guess
no.
I'll go next.
Oh no. I
I
know
guess.
why he's starting at why he was starting at 1.
Uh, so the way I made this list is you said if you were a GM. Okay, so I don't
Right.
know. I am not experienced. I am not versed. So what I valued is versatility, either to play multiple positions, to do multiple things. I also valued championship experience because I do not have that. And as a mad scientist, I would want people who would make it easier for me to experiment and fail, but I also want to be in the running for a championship if I succeed.
Mhm.
Number 5 is Luka Doncic.
Oh my god.
So the things that made Luka fall for me
Uh-huh.
were the defensive liability that we've seen to this point, the lack of experience in finals. Granted, he has a Western Conference appearance, and overall not knowing how exactly I would do it. And you would think it would be easy. And I know a lot of people will think it's easy, but when I thought about it, when I thought of what I would have to do, how much creativity I would be allowed, I didn't see it. But he's a great player. If this isn't so, I know this that you're gonna probably go on an hour-long diatribe about this. This is not who the best player in the NBA currently is for me. This is who I personally would want to build around. And with the information I have and how I kind of gauge this, he was my 5th one.
No, so here's my issue with that, right?
Yep.
So
Nope.
it's one word. It's one word. I'm gonna serve you a slice of pie, okay?
Yep.
PIE, player impact rating.
Yep.
Okay? So player impact or player impact estimate is a metric that is used to gauge players, and it's
I'm sure he's number 1.
he is
Him
number
or
2.
him
He
or
is
Jokic.
number 2. And Jokic is number 1. You are absolutely correct. This is the overall impact this player has on the game.
Yes.
Luka is number 2.
Yes.
I don't see how you could possibly not see him as a player to be in that top 3. You can make an argument for the top 2, sure. But you're talking about a guy who, no matter what you're asking him to do based on this metric, which shows everything, is the second best player in the NBA. And he's also 23 years old.
Yeah. No, he's great.
I'm interested to see the rest of your list. That's all I'm saying.
I told you this was going to be a hot take list.
Austin, Austin, save me. Have a decent 5.
My 5th is Ja Morant.
Okay. Talk me through it.
So, and the way that I did my list, I didn't look at any stats. I don't care about stats. I looked at what their impact would be on a team mentality and how that would look on the court. So for Ja, he's an athletic monster. He's going to pair great with having some shooters around him, especially when he gets those forced double teams.
Mm-hmm.
That's just going to open it up. That's what I want. He's electric. He's explosive. He'll bring that momentum to a game that you need.
Oh, absolutely.
That's why he's my 5.
I completely agree with everything there. Ja's a little higher for me. He is on my list, though, but I will get to him when I get to him. But I think that I like the way you're grading, Austin. Like, that's... It's not based on stats. Sure, I can see that, because realistically, certain players are going to perform better than their statistics are saying. We say eye test, right?
Fair.
That said, there are certain players that metrically and eye test pass with flying colors. I'm still trying to comprehend Luka at 5. I'm sorry. It just like I want to save everything for when I do my Luka, but like I just want to tear this dude apart right now.
Go for it. Do it right now,
No.
man.
I need
Do it
to
right now.
save it because obviously I have Luka
Luke
on my list.
Well, so did I.
No, I know you did. I know you did because you told me as your first freaking pick.
Uh-huh.
We'll come back to Luka. We will come back to Luka. We're
looking
going
at
to
my
number
list,
4.
I really left off someone that you're probably going to be surprised about, but we'll get there.
Oh,
So,
I know I left someone off that he's going to be surprised about. Go on.
So, no, I won't be. So that's what I was trying to say. Like in the group chat all week, I felt like there was 15 players. I started at 10, but I think there's about 15 players that are good answers for a top 5. I thought the top 2 was set in stone, but here we
Nope.
are.
Here we are.
If your other guy is not in the top 2, I'm going to be surprised, but I'm actually questioning if he's even going to be on your list. Just
Fair.
based on that.
Fair.
So with my list, I incorporated age into it, right? Like if I'm building a team, I want to build a team. I want someone that is going to be around for a long time. I want my franchise cornerstone. So all of my players are younger. Knowing Angelo and his obsession with
Winning.
I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if LeBron
Winning.
is on his list. It's not even winning.
So I won't spoil it if he's on the list or not.
I know you, and I know that of LeBron stands, you're probably number 1.
Did you just call me the number 1 LeBron fan? Rehn, that is the nicest thing that you've ever said to me.
No,
That
do
is the
not put words in
nicest
my
thing he
Do not put words in my I did not say fan.
That's up there,
Stan.
man. That is up there.
STAN.
That's up
Stan.
there, man.
That
is
is
up
different
there.
than fan.
That is up there.
So
I feel
moving
what you're
on.
feeling, and I'm feeling
So
it.
your number 4 is
My number 4, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, with all that said.
Okay.
So I honestly wanted to put SGA a little higher just based on his performance this season. He's 27 PER. That's actually the second highest on my list.
Yeah.
Averaging 30.8 points per game. That's also second highest on my list.
SGA is doing a lot for the Thunder. I really
SGA
hope they don't.
The reason he fell is not like it's unfair to him. It's because he's doing a lot for the Thunder. It's someone has to score, right? But you see the fundamentals there. He's got great shooting splits. He's 50, 35, and 90. I think that's rough estimates. I think it's actually like 91 for his free throw, but he's doing really well this season. He's a player that you can build around. He does play a little bit of defense, which I think on my list, he's the only guy that plays defense regularly. Like all of them do, but he's the only one that is worth anything.
That is not the case for mine.
Okay, so I'm a big defensive guy. Like I love Matisse Thybulle. I love Lou Dort, right? But your franchise cornerstone, do you care so much that they can play defense given the fact that there are these role players that are elite defenders? Is that a selling point for you? Because it's not for me. Like obviously I want I don't want a turnstile, which is why Trae Young did not make my list.
My list, you'll see it as the list goes on, but I generally didn't care about age as much, but my list was also about like versatility as far as positionally and being able to either defend multiple positions or be able to be played at multiple positions. So is defense like in the yes, it is. Was it the deciding factor on a lot of players? Probably not. Kind of, but probably not.
So I guess my question then would be, because we're in positionless basketball, right? So we don't necessarily have point guards or shooting guards. We have guards, and we have big guards that can play forward, and we have DeMar DeRozan playing power forward. So is positional versatility just a given these days? Because I would argue that it is. I think any player.
No, it is not.
I absolutely think it is. Because I think any player can play any position as long as they're surrounded by players that can fill the gap. So if you are a guard that can't handle, but you have a point forward, you're fine. Like Mario Chalmers was a thing. Check that out. Mario Chalmers catching strays 20 years after he played. But yeah, so that was... I got off track, but SGA is my number 4. Young player, talented, very, very talented.
Yep.
A lot of room to grow. Easy to build around. He's my number 4.
Absolutely. I'm guessing I'm next, since I went second in the last one.
You jumped the gun and took second last time, so this is you.
You sure you don't want to save me for last?
I just want to get you out of the way as soon as possible, so you just do whatever you
We
gotta
just
do.
let you go insane, and then I bring some sanity back.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. I'm cool with that. I get to be the sandwich in the middle, the meat, the thing you want to see, the thing you want to eat. Yes, this I am the meat in the sandwich in this scenario.
Angelo, who is your number 4?
Kevin Durant.
Oh.
So
I hate it, but I don't.
Exactly. So once again, it was about versatility. It was about, like, he can play multiple positions. He can defend when he's engaged at a pretty good clip. Granted, the time that he defended LeBron is now years and years past, but I still don't think he's a terrible defender. He is one of, if not the best scorers in the NBA. So I think for me, it would be really easy to build something around him. And he has, once again, extended playoff experience, finals experiences, championship experiences. It was fairly easy to put KD on the list. I just didn't know where I wanted to put him. But you'll see why he's at 4.
Angelo, how many games are in an NBA regular season?
82.
82. So, napkin math. What is 82 times 4?
82 times 4, 160, which would turn into
328. 328.
There you go.
So, how many games do you think Kevin Durant has played over the last 4 seasons? Keep in mind, there's a potential 328.
Didn't one of those seasons he was recovering from that Achilles tear? So probably around.
He missed an entire season. That ties into it.
Yes. So
in
probably
4 years,
around 125, if I had to guess.
Oh no! He didn't even break 100. He played 92 games. He played 10 games more than regular season. He's 35 years old. This is the man you want to build around.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. He's absolutely talented. If you're going for 1 year, sure.
Yeah.
I'm not going for 1 year. And I don't think anyone, if you're a GM and you're sitting down and you're building a team from scratch, right? Like, they've changed the NBA rules. You're drafting, because that's really what we're doing here, right? So there's no protected players. You're picking a player to build your franchise around. And you're picking a 35-year-old who in 4 years has played 10 games more than 1 season.
Yes.
I don't even know what to say anymore. I just would like to apologize to anyone listening.
Wow.
This is
what I would like to build around. These are just the things that I value, and yeah.
This is Taco Bell Diablo sauce spicy hot takes. It's not actually that spicy. You're just kind of questioning why you're eating this disgusting sauce. Austin,
compared me to Taco Bell Diablo spicy.
You want some sanity?
Not a sponsor, by the way. Yes, give me
my number 4.
Give me dopamine.
Is Jason Tatum.
Okay. I don't hate it.
Yeah. Great scorer. He's a good defender. Decent to good playmaker. All around great player. I think he's a great
leader,
cornerstone. Too. He's young. Leadership material. He has some playoff experience. I know he lost.
He has a
but
finals experience.
Yeah, he has a finals appearance. He has playoff experience. So I think he's a good place to start.
He's a great place.
It is a great place to start. And you know what? You would have him for like 10 more years. And you'd probably have him for more than 50 games. That's a great pick, Austin. Way to go. Good GM. You just won GM of the year.
Yay. I'm like Katie requesting a trade.
You just gave Austin a GM of the Year award.
Well, yeah, no, that like Katie's gonna request a trade on Angelo's team. You're absolutely right. Like,
no, he's not. We got this. We're gonna build around him, man.
Just
he's easy. He's easy mode, baby.
I don't want
number
to do
3,
my number.
Rehn.
I don't want to do my number 3 because that means Angelo's gonna do a number 3.
Oh, you're gonna love my number 3, man.
We can reverse the sandwich. I'll start with 3.
No, I'll start. So my number 3, we already talked about him because he was on one of y'all's list. I think it was Austin's. Ja Morant. Really, just for the same reasons, I just have him a little higher. The only thing is I wish he was a little more mature. If I'm building a franchise, I want my cornerstone to be the leader of the room. Statistically, he's already there. He's 30 points per game, or 28 points a game. 6 rebounds, 8.3 assists, 23.7 per, 46, 32, 73 shooting splits. He checks all the boxes for a player you're going to build around. It's just the only reason he's not higher, and the only reason, well, there's 2 reasons. One, he doesn't shoot that well outside of the arc, and we've seen it many times before with these uber athletic players that they don't necessarily age the best, right? Like, if they can't shoot and their entire game is based on driving, eventually Ja Morant is probably going to get injured and lose a step. I hope not as a basketball fan, but it's the reality of these hyper-physical athletes. And if he doesn't have the shot, which he doesn't, he's shooting 32% from deep, I question the longevity, which is the only reason he's really not higher for me. That and his, like I've said last week, he's got to realize he's a professional basketball player and either get his
whole season this year or any year in his career,
but get his little friend group under control, be a little more mature. Don't bring that negativity to my franchise. We're a good boy franchise. Yeah, that's Ja.
Team would be boring to be on.
What?
Your team would be boring to be on if you were a GM.
My team would be winning.
Yeah. No, it wouldn't.
Okay, give me the Angelo number 3 so I can bang my head against my desk again. Let's go.
Okay. So the reason he dropped was actually because of his defensive liability. He is probably one of the most oppressive offensive threats in the game, and my number 3 is actually Steph Curry. So there's not really much you can say about Steph Curry. He is the best 3-point shooter I have ever seen. He is demoralizing. He can shoot at an elite level, play make. He would be a really, really easy guy. He's got championship experience, deep playoff experience. He is someone that you could easily build a roster around and would make it easy mode.
I think I've realized that I need to spell out the assignment every week. This isn't 2K. This isn't build a roster that's going to win a championship this year. This is building a franchise. You want a player that's going to retire.
I want to win immediately, man.
I would rather win multiple championships over a longer stretch of time than win now.
The idea of a dynasty is a pipe dream.
In this world, it's not. This is a long-term franchise, my dude. I don't hate the idea of Stephen Curry because Stephen Curry is that dude. It's just I question the longevity of Stephen Curry in my franchise, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Didn't even make my list.
It's not on mine either.
Yeah.
Like my near
I
misses.
debated it, but
What?
Exactly.
So like my near misses, just to set an example. So Trae Young.
Yep. Yeah.
Darius Garland, Evan Mobley,
Yep.
Paolo Banchero, like
Yep.
quality young players that you can build a future around. That was the idea. That was the Avengers initiative here, and y'all made Hydra.
Wow, Austin, he is lumping you in with me. He said y'all. He said y'all. He said y'all. He said
I
y'all.
take offense to that.
He's guilty by association.
He's guilty by association. See? He just admitted it. He just admitted it, Austin. What you gotta say about that?
Austin, give me your number 3.
My number 3,
Y'all.
Give me your number 3.
Luka
Let's go.
Doncic.
Oh.
Rehn, it gets worse from here. Don't worry.
I know it gets worse from here because you have Luka at number 3. The only path is down.
You'll like mine too. But Luka, I mean, he can carry a team by himself. He has great leadership. He has fun on the court, which I always enjoy to watch. And he's my favorite player, so got to give him some props. But
favorite
he's
player
not
number 3, baby.
favorite player number 3.
Y'all
Can't
remember?
be entirely biased here.
Do y'all remember after?
Here's that y'all again.
Yep, y'all.
No, because now I am like 100% lumping you in with him because
y'all.
So, do y'all remember the Suns Mavericks playoff series game 6?
Yes.
Do you remember the post game where Luka was like, everyone's tough when they're up?
Yep.
Do you remember what happened?
Yes.
What happened?
He came back.
The Suns got a little bit of a shellacking there, right?
Yeah.
That is so. We talk about players.
Warriors.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
He's still young.
It only matters.
But what I'm talking, the Warriors were very professional. That's the reason is Luka has that, as we call with Jimmy Butler and Benedict Mathurin and these little tough nose players.
Yeah.
That dog in him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Big dog.
He 100% does.
Big dog.
I'm just telling you. I will get to all of Luka's saving graces when Luka is rightfully placed where he belongs.
Number 2?
No. I just obviously it gets worse from here, Austin, because when you have the best option available and you don't put them at number 1, definitionally it gets worse from there. You don't have to tell me it gets worse from there. I know it gets worse from there. I thank you for the warning, but I know.
If you hate my 2, I'm surprised.
I probably
my 1 is going to get me fired.
Was I right? Was I right when I proclaimed this the long episode?
I mean, we're moving through this pretty quickly, honestly. But
That's
I
not
think
why I called it the long episode.
I'm really dreading who you've got at number 1. So,
I'm curious if me and Angelo have the same number 1 now.
I'm actually worried I might have to fire both of you tonight.
Where's Adam? Where's Adam? Adam, you're back! Adam, you got a spot. Come on, buddy. Come on down. Don't be shy.
For no reason.
Austin, we will celebrate with a pineapple.
Sounds
you
good.
don't even know if you've got the same player, so hold out on your victory.
We don't. I already know. But It's all good.
So number 2 for me, again following the path of logic and reason, that young talented players are the future of the NBA.
Oh yeah, big
Jason
future.
Tatum's my number 2. Oh yeah, just Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Come on.
Their system's broken.
He's like, I'm just. Angelo's gonna be like, oh yeah, my number 2 is Kobe Bryant, and my number 1's Michael Jordan. Like, he completely missed the assignment here. So, number 2 is Jason Tatum, and I don't think, like, you already went over it, but he's averaging 30 points per game, 8.5 rebounds, 4.5 assists, shooting 46, 35, 86, PER 24. I think he is, he's number 8 in offensive rating. He's got 119.2, and I swore I saw him somewhere else on advanced metrics that I was surprised to see, but I'm not seeing it. Oh, net rating. So he's at a 9.6 for net rating. Really just all around a great NBA player. The fact that he's so young is still surprising to me. Every time I think of Jason Tatum or I see a big Jason Tatum game, I always think he's a lot older than he is, because how can someone be that good and be that young? And he does act it. Like, we were talking today in the group chat about acting like you've been there before, and you think you have to actually be there. That's not the point of it.
You do.
No.
You do.
The point. So when Christian Bale is acting like Batman, he's not actually ever been Batman. He's just acting like Batman. It doesn't matter if you've actually been to the NBA Finals or won the
just
NBA
confirmed
Finals.
my theory.
You act like you've been there.
Just said the NBA is basically a bunch of performance actors. Let's go. Let's go. NBA rigged. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, Rehn.
Everyone wake up. Angelo's new goalpost moving dropped.
Thank you, Rehn. No, Rehn confirmed what I was saying.
You're really
you said it. You said it. You can't take it back.
Man.
You can't take it back, man.
You're making something. You're literally taking what I said literally instead of understanding the metaphor.
Yep.
This is what I put up with. Yep. So, Jason Tatum, no matter what, he's a consummate professional. He acts like he's been there. He acts like he is one of the greatest of all time, even if he's not, but he acts like he is. And you can see that in how he plays, and you can see that in how he acts on the court and how he shows himself. You want that from someone that you're building a franchise around. It's leadership in its most basic form. It's leading by example. It's not the locker room halftime speech. It's not the dapping guys up on the sidelines. It's just knowing that you have to get a bucket and going out and getting it.
Austin?
Jason Tatum's my number 2.
Austin? Rehn's, please confirm this theory for me, okay?
God.
Does Rehn's franchise, the way he would conduct himself, not sound like the most boring and the most fun at the same time?
Yeah, it's got a high boom bust potential.
It does not.
I expect professionalism, but I want young, exciting talent.
Right. You can have both.
No.
You can have both. And this isn't my franchise. This is my cornerstone. This is my cornerstone.
Yep.
This is not the way I'm building my franchise. If I was building this team, I would be building other players around it, not necessarily young players. But my cornerstone, my centerpiece, my star player, for the foreseeable future, I want them to be young, talented. It's easier to build around when you can
build a pool in his locker room and then tell his players not to go in it.
That's my pool.
Say I'm wrong, Austin. Say I'm wrong.
So,
if you win, you can dip your toes in it.
They have to get a pass. They get a pass by leading the team in a metric. It is
Oh
a
my
reward
God.
incentive. It is a reward
Question for this
incentive.
pool:
What's the
Do you have a lifeguard on duty that'll open the baby gate for your team?
It's Rehn. Yes, he
No,
does.
no.
Baby
Yeah,
gate.
no.
Yep.
Yes, he does.
It's an electric fence. They all have electric collars on it. It's fine.
Wow.
It's
Oh yeah, let's get in the water with electric collars.
Yep.
That'll really get
I
your
didn't say
franchise
it was
going.
a good idea. I just said it was fine.
Like your franchise.
My franchise is great. Let me hear your number 2, Angelo.
My number 2. So the reason this player wasn't number 1 is because he's a little more limited offensively, but he's still great offensively in his own right. It's actually Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Okay, an actual decent one. Wow, I'm impressed. Wow.
Actual decent one. No.
He's a little old for me, but
again, he's a great leader. Generally,
right,
he is
absolutely.
amazing defensively, and he is versatile. He can defend multiple positions, and you could put him at multiple positions, and he would be fine. He has a championship. He has deep playoff experience. It again would be easy mode. Do you want to put Giannis at center? Great, you can do that. Do you want to put Giannis at small forward? Great, you can do that. Do you want to be crazy and put Giannis at point guard? I'd probably be the least good option, but you could probably still do that.
The least good option.
The least good option. My Ohio English is coming in.
Decided to just
Least
make
good.
shit up.
Yes.
I don't hate Giannis. Giannis,
Where the rules don't exist and the points don't matter.
That is strangely your best pick yet.
Uh-huh.
Like that is he's still young enough that you could build a franchise around him that has staying power and could be competitive for a decent amount of time.
Sure.
But he's also not old enough that, you're worried he's gonna break a hip when he goes up for a layup.
Uh-huh.
Like some of your other players. So I'm okay with this. He's not on my list. He didn't even make my short list. He was probably
Wow.
Again, my entire mindset was young players to build a future around. While Giannis is still young enough to fit that technically, he's still too old for what my metrics were. I'm not saying you're wrong at all. I think Giannis is a great pick. He just doesn't fit my personal metrics for how I constructed this list.
That's fair.
That, like I said, that is your first one that I can actually agree with. It's just, it doesn't fit my personal metrics. So
that's fair.
You survived this one.
I survived this round.
For Angelo.
I'm really, really dreading your number 1. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I'll stay.
Dread away, Rehn.
I'll stay.
Do you know the controversy around Leonardo DiCaprio?
No, yeah. I was about to say no, and then I realized yes.
I really want to know.
Rehn is the Leonardo DiCaprio of NBA GM.
Rehn is
you turn 25 and we trade you. That's just
exactly.
Them's the rules.
It's Rehn's pool. You can't be over the age of 25. No, this is
no. So I'm not gonna trade Luka if he turns 25.
And by the way, you might be 25, but you gotta act like you've been there before, whatever that means, and not act like a young kid.
Yeah, so if you jump in a pool, you should look like you know how to swim, is what I'm saying. You probably shouldn't be drowning, which is what Angelo thinks. Yeah, it's Angelo doesn't get that. Angelo thinks that there's only he's a Sith. He thinks in absolutes. There's only you've won or you haven't won. There's no middle ground. So anyway,
number 2.
Number 2, go on, Austin.
Joker.
Jokic. Again, doesn't fit my metrics, but I agree with it. Go on, talk me through it.
Yeah, I mean, what else do you have to say about him? He's a triple threat. Score, rebound, assist. He'd be the perfect leader for my team.
He's also,
but there's one person better.
Soon to be 3-time MVP, Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
No, that's not happening. Here's how confident I was. I placed a bet. Now this is before the Kyrie trade, unfortunately. I placed a bet that Luka would be the MVP. That's how confident I was in Jokic making this.
How many times within the group chat has Angelo talked about the money he's lost from betting? So like now I am now considering betting on Jokic winning a third time just because Angelo bet against it.
Playoff predictions?
Go for it. What's that?
Right, well,
I said, do you remember his playoff predictions last NBA
oh
playoffs?
god,
I did not put any money on that.
so
This year I'm putting that.
we're gonna time out here. We're gonna go on a story time.
Oh god.
So last season for the playoffs, and no. Last season for the NBA playoffs, we were making predictions in our group chat every round. Austin and I were perfect.
No, you
didn't
weren't.
get it. We were.
No, you weren't.
Yes, we were.
Suns over Mavericks. Go on.
Suns over Mavericks?
You guys both had Suns over Mavericks. Go on.
I don't think we did. I think we had Mavericks over
Suns. Yes, you did.
I will go look. If so, that's our only wrong one. And that was because
that was
if
go on.
No,
I can't confirm
what he's trying to do,
but I don't know.
What he's trying to do is to distract from the fact that I'm about to say Angelo was wrong on every single pick.
No,
every single one. Yes, you were.
Yeah.
Austin, was he?
You were pretty bad.
It was pretty bad, but I was not wrong in every single one.
I'm pretty sure. I will.
Or not today, but this year is Redeem Team year. We got this.
I will fact check later, but I'm pretty sure you were wrong on every single one.
I was not wrong in every single one.
I think it actually became a meme in the group chat that when you, like, I would ask you who you got, and then whatever you would say, we would all say the opposite. Or bet on, because I bet on it. And I won money. Thank you.
You're welcome, man.
So, just when we get to our playoff episodes, which, by the way,
we'll be doubling up on.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, I guess we're announcing it. I was going to say I'm not sure if we're ready. So we're going to be attempting to do 2 episodes a week during the playoffs. My suggestion for any listeners is when we talk about our playoff predictions every week or every other day or whenever we're doing it, whatever Angelo says, go ahead and just bet your house on the opposite of that.
Do not do that. Rehn, do not. No. Rehn, do not set yourself up like this.
I'm just saying Angelo is.
Do not listen to Rehn. He is giving you terrible life advice right now.
Or am I giving you the best advice?
No.
Future shot.
He's giving you terrible life advice. He is setting you up for failure. He is a charlatan. He is a wolf in sheep's clothing right now. Do not believe what he's saying.
I believe the word is snake oil salesman. But
snake oil salesman is too good for you.
For the record, I don't have any stock in any sort of betting firm. I'm just telling you, maybe not the house, but bet like a $5 on the opposite of what Angelo says. Trust me on this. He is wrong about everything, as you can tell from tonight's episode. So moving to number 1, and I'm just disappointed in you guys.
Ready for your pain.
Luka, here it comes.
So my number 1 is Luka. There's just so many things to say about Luka. Like, I don't even know where to start. Obviously,
also want to grab some late dinner while he goes on his diatribe.
His averages are insane. He checks every single box you want from a star player. He's going to get you buckets.
Sound good?
He's going to get you rebounds. He's going to get you assists. He's going to shoot the ball well. He's the 3rd highest player in PER. He's the 2nd highest player in player efficiency effect. I cannot, for the life of me, see how you could not pick this guy. The only reason is you can say, oh, he hasn't won yet. But if you're building a team, right, you're building around this player. Luka doesn't have a Chris Middleton. Luka doesn't have an Anthony Davis or Kyrie Irving. Luka is Luka by himself. if I'm building a team, I'm not planning on only having Luka. I'm planning to build a team around Luka. Luka by himself, with no assistance, is averaging 33.3, 8.8, 8.1, 50, 35, 73 shooting splits, 30.3 PER. I don't know how you cannot see why he's the best player to build around, because not only does he likely give you a championship in the near future as long as you build the rest of the team intelligently, but he gives you longevity, something none of your picks give you. I just...
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, Austin, I think I'm thinking Mexican and maybe Casa Fiesta, or we can go to Taco Bell. I heard that they have this new spicy Doritos taco, so
the
we
second
should
time
try.
we've mentioned
Pineapple
Taco
sound
Bell.
good too.
That's
Yeah.
the second
But
time we mentioned
I have
Taco Bell, not a sponsor.
2 questions for Rehn. One, who is the leader in that magical stat that you came up with before the pod today?
Oh, I know the answer.
Oh no, I can give you the answer, and this is why I said it's not a bad pick. So it's Nikola Jokic. The difference is the age.
Who's number 1 in PER?
Oh,
I believe that is also Jokic. I don't have that right in
It
front of me.
is.
Again,
So he's over Luka.
Again, from a pure metric standpoint, absolutely, and I've highlighted that 3 times now.
I wonder who Austin's number 1 is.
You have no idea, and I'm going to get fired.
I have no idea.
I think you're both getting fired, and I'm
I
gonna.
almost want to ask Austin to go first because I think Austin's is worse than mine.
I think that means it
Just
should go
remember
last.
my metric.
I'm gonna have to get like Cameron and Justin in here or something to be my new
Justin
co-host.
did offer. He did offer.
He did offer.
You gonna take him up on it? You want me to, hit him up and be like, "Hey, buddy, there's some openings."
I'm gonna say you're gonna
Hey,
find your
buddy.
replacement.
Hey, buddy. Hey, man.
So every facet of the game, including the timeline, Luka fits better than anyone. And I don't think you're wrong by putting Jokic ahead of him. And I don't even necessarily think Giannis is a bad choice ahead of him. And that's why I said initially, I think an argument could be made that Luka's number 2, but I cannot get behind him being outside of the top 2. It makes no sense from any metrics, because even if you're saying, oh, well, Jokic is number 1 in player efficiency or player impact estimate, or Jokic is number 1 in PER. Yeah, you know who number 2 is? Luka Doncic. So it doesn't make sense to me to not have him in the top 2. It's mind-blowing. It is like my brain is leaking out of my ears even thinking about the fact that there are people in this podcast right now that do not have Luka Doncic as their number 1 or number 2.
You're gonna want to get earplugs because this is gonna make all the rest of the fluid leave your ears.
I like this. I like this. I like where this is going, man.
Okay, so full disclosure before we move on to I need to find out if I've got the write-up forms ready to go for you guys. You'll have to sign them and get them back to me by Monday.
You probably gonna have to print off some extra copies.
Extra copies.
Extra copies.
We'll give it to you when Luka wins the final.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay. You can flip a coin because no matter what, you're both wrong here, and I'm completely comfortable saying that. So you just flip a coin, and who decides that they're getting smacked first?
Austin, I think yours is spicier, so I think I'm going to go with mine first.
Okay.
At least I have a feeling yours is spicier. So the person for me that embodied, versatility, is both good offensively and defensively, and someone I think would be really easy to build around was actually Jason Tatum.
I don't hate that. That
was, so like I said, I thought the number 2 or the top 2 were set in stone. I thought Tatum and Luka were 1 and 2. I thought that was obvious. It doesn't matter. Like, those are your top 2. Y'all threw a spanner in that, so I'm fired. That's not, yours isn't spicy at all. That is a good pick. That is your best pick the night.
Number 1 and 2 weren't really spicy. That's why now you see why I was like, ooh, we're starting at 5. Uh-oh.
I mean, you could have started at 1, I guess, and gone backwards. That would have been confusing, but
Yeah, no, I think it's better that we kept with the flow, at the flow of things. But yeah, no, I'd love to build a franchise around Tatum.
no, he's one of the best players to build around because of all the reasons. Like we've already talked about him twice now, and
Yeah, I'm not gonna keep
I
down
don't
the whole.
think there's any more to add. Like he's just
Yeah.
an amazing young player. Now, my question is, has Tatum won a ring?
No, but he's been to a finals.
So it's only you have to be to a finals as
I
a
want
young
that
player.
experience. Yes.
You do know, like during the finals, like the hoop does not like move up and down. Like it's not a carnival game. Like it's still basketball, right? Like you do
Yeah.
know that, right?
Mhm.
The ball isn't like extra bouncy.
Yeah.
There's not like confetti cannons on the rim. It is just they're playing
Confetti
basketball. So
cannons on the worm would be nice, and then every time it goes through the cannons. Anyway.
you do know that sounds like the most 2K thing ever. But you
Yeah.
you do
Oh.
know that like the game itself does not change. It's just basketball.
Well, it's hard to say.
And-
I just want people who have been in those moments and played. That's why I appreciate Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow more than I appreciate Josh Allen. That's I know that's a football analogy with basketball, but that's kind of
those are absolutely names. I know 2 of those.
Yep.
Okay, Austin. See if you've outdone Angelo.
He has.
All right. So just
Yeah.
remember, my metrics
on.
didn't take into account what.
He might not have outdone you because you had Luca at 5. This has to be
overall.
more...
No, I got him. I got him overall.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
Number one,
I
he
don't
might have.
know.
No.
And
I don't
Austin
know.
seems kind of confident that he's gonna cause an aneurysm
Number
tonight.
one.
So let's go.
Number 1 better be like nuclear. I swear it. It has
Hold on.
to be
I
nuclear
mean,
to
Hold on.
me.
I've
Overall.
got to. I'm trying to think about who it could possibly
I
be.
don't know. I've been thinking too. I was like, no. Who?
Because he's so set. He's so set that this is going to like shock us.
It's gonna be someone like, oh,
like Isaiah Joe or something.
Mm-hmm.
Larry Nance Jr., Seti Osman. Like that's who.
No, it's an actual player.
Uh-huh. An actual player.
The disrespect to Seti Osman.
Wow.
So
Okay.
remember, my metrics, age didn't matter. Stats don't necessarily matter. It's what they bring to the team.
No, that'll get you in jail. Just by the way.
Okay.
LeBron James.
Oh.
What? I think
LeBron James is my number 1.
Got me. Red. He
Not...
had the balls to do what I didn't. Red. He had the balls to do that.
You beat Angelo for dumbest decision of the night. Angelo, give me the dunce crown. It goes on Austin tonight.
Man, I was getting comfy with it.
Austin, put this on.
I mean, he's got the experience.
No,
he's a natural leader.
He does. He is a leader.
Go sit in a corner and think about what you've done. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
No, Austin, come on. Let's continue with this. Why is LeBron James the player you would want to build around? Please, I love to hear this.
So, natural leader, like I said, veteran presence. He's already proven year after year he's that guy.
Yep. 9 finals appearances. Or 10
exactly.
finals. Exactly.
Hold on. I think you need like 20 more year after years there. Man's played in Athens in 2004.
Yeah, I was 14 then.
We're 14.
Think about that.
Yeah.
I was 6. Let's go.
Think about that. Think about what you're saying.
Love this.
I'm not Leo. I'm okay with people.
This is the ending of the show that I promised, and Austin delivered it.
I got you.
I'm so proud right now. I'm so proud.
From a talent perspective,
Uh-huh.
sure,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
but no.
He knows how to win too, baby. Just win, baby.
He knows how to win. If you want to factor age, he has 1 or 2 more years. Probably 3. 3 to
He
4,
probably has
actually.
3 left in him. He's probably got 2
Yeah.
more productive years and then another year of like filler.
Yeah, but still, in that time, I can build through the draft. We're not going to win any games in the beginning, but I'm going to build young guys with LeBron.
Why not
Can't
just
get much
start with
better
the
than
young
that.
guy? But why not just start with the young guy then?
Because
my
I value
question.
actual experience over acting like you're the guy.
But
I
there's
want the guy.
other options. You could have
Not as
gone with
good as
Steph
LeBron.
Curry. You could have
Curry
gone with
didn't
Steph
even
Curry.
make my list.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because there's a
Oh,
reason.
experience. You could go with the guy with the same amount of rings as LeBron, who's younger, and
Who are we talking about?
Stephen Curry.
Oh, who's not? Okay, that's fair.
Curry's not in contention for the greatest of all time.
Wow, he's not wrong. He's not wrong about that. He's not wrong.
Is he? Hold on, because I think that
not wrong. Not wrong.
So,
not wrong.
Would you let me talk? So,
Not wrong.
I think when you. So, what is the common denominator between the greatest of all times? Like when you're looking at them, there's multiple facets. It's not only statistics, which I think Curry's already there. It's impact on the game, right? Like you still can walk down the street, and when someone throws away trash, what do? They yell Kobe.
Yeah.
I would argue that Wardell Stephen Curry has had more of an impact on the game than any player. Like,
You're
yes,
wrong.
the evolution of 3-point scoring was going to come, but the greatest 3-point shooter of all time definitely accelerated that timeline. Is he top 3? No. There's still time left, but no, he's not top 3. But is he in the conversation?
Who is top 3?
Probably
LeBron, the guy, James. The
no.
king. Why
No.
would he not be called the king? Curry is merely a chef compared to the king.
I didn't think about it like that.
There's plenty of time left in Curry's career for him to cement himself, and
Fred trying to salvage this is great.
no, I'm disappointed, honestly. Depressed a little bit.
I'm gonna lose more speaking time next episode for sure.
Yeah, you're going to like 2%. I'm gonna bring Adam back to be my main co-host. He's gonna fill the other 40%. That
You sure?
Good luck with that.
I know I gotta get him back. For the
You
record,
just said Trae Young.
For anyone here, like we didn't like cut Adam or anything. He's just apparently going through stuff and isn't really telling us. So he's just not here right now. He might be back. Who knows? But for now, he's not.
I think at the rate it's going, Rehn will want him back.
It's going great. This is going great.
Between them
We
two.
were doing.
We need a spin-off show now. We need a spin-off show. We need a spin-off show.
What's the spin-off show? What are we going to talk about? What are you going to ruin for me next?
Mm-hmm. What can I ruin for you next? That's the question.
He's always willing and
Right
able.
in childhood, I'll ruin Halo for you.
Oh, hey, Bungie or 343 already did that. You can't.
Hockey. We got to go into hockey.
Oh no! There's
no,
no
David
way.
Steckel already did that.
Yeah, there's no way we can stop. Austin,
You cannot top
Austin, how many games are there in a regular season of basketball?
82.
We played that many and didn't win a single game.
Yeah, that was pain.
It's not
Almost
even
like
a
any of
player lie. We went 0-82.
That's the thing is you can't, like, after dealing with like you, Sean, Travis,
Go!
Gara, like, yeah, no, I've seen
He's,
the promised land of NHL.
he's seen all he could see, and he can't see
No,
more.
there's nothing that, like, I will never experience something that painful again. That like, I'm pretty privileged that is the darkest point in my life.
If he wanted to get on, and he'd just be silent for a little bit, he'd be like, "Okay."
It was pain. It was pain. So let's talk about basketball. So I'm going to teach you guys about basketball. It's this game where you dribble a ball. Apparently, you've never heard of it based on your list.
I don't know. Have you heard of LeBron Austin? I've heard of LeBron Austin.
I have heard
I
of
had
LeBron.
3 of the 5 people that Rehn had, so
You did. I lost track of how many. I think it was 1. I'm not gonna lie.
Jason Tatum.
I had Jason
you had Tatum and Luca.
Oh yeah,
you had Luka.
I had Luka at 5.
I don't even count Luka. You might as well not have had Luka. Like, just go ahead
I'm
and
not
change it.
gonna lie. I debated putting Jokic there instead of Luka, but I was like,
So I was expecting,
What I was willing to.
because when I had the pipe dream that we actually understood the assignment and we were going to do young players,
the
and
pipe.
I was looking through my list, right?
Yep.
And I saw 3 players, and I thought for sure you were going to put all 3 on your list, and I thought they were going to be higher up, which was Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, and Evan Mobley.
Yep.
That was what I thought you were going to do, because I thought the understanding was young, talented players.
I was not gonna do.
Sure, it wasn't your understanding, because me and Angelo understood these.
We totally understood the assignment.
There's one thing that does not belong here.
Hold on.
We totally understood the assignment.
I
Yeah,
know.
no, you can't argue that.
No, I can. Do you want to know how I'm gonna? Do you want to know how I'm gonna argue it?
How?
Who's the one that told you guys what the assignment was this week?
That's even worse on you. You told us what to do and still messed up.
Terrible leader, honestly.
Do you remember?
Terrible.
Like, I'm gonna pull up the audio test, because we did an audio test for new hardware. And that was where we discussed like what our topic this week was going to be. I'm pretty sure I highlighted the fact that it would be like, who would you build a future team around? And so you weren't there, but you were privy to that recording, and I did tell you in the chat, Austin, we're doing who would you build a team around? We talked about
top 5 players you would build a franchise around.
Right.
Verbatim.
But
where's young and old?
But
where is young or old? That is right. If the old doesn't fit, you got to quit. I'm sorry, you gotta.
No, it's implied. It is implied.
No. Get out of here with your implied.
No, it was implied, because if you're building a franchise, right? Do you think okay?
I want to win.
Reverse. So
you're not gonna hit me with the Uno reverse card.
So did the Oklahoma City Thunder go out and get LeBron James? No, they went and got SGA. Did the Orlando Magic go out and get who was on your Kevin Durant? No, they got Paolo. When you're building a franchise, you don't get an old person that's like, all right, guys, time for me to be hitting that dusty trail right when you've built your stockpile. You don't do that. It's implied.
He really hit us with the time to hit the old dusty trail.
You guys are gonna build a retirement home and then lose all your players in 2 years. You're not winning. They're all gonna get old.
The Nets method, but it worked.
Yeah,
it's clearly not working.
Exactly.
Well, half of Angelo's team's requesting a trade. Your team's gonna hit Shady Oaks next year.
Shady
I only
Oak.
I only had 2 people over like 25.
Yeah.
It was the best
The
2.
average age of your players, just from
Oh
having
my
LeBron,
god.
is the
Oh
highest.
god. I don't know about that one.
I'll put it in. So
I'm not
my
even
near
sure if half
misses.
your team could drink.
No, all of my team can drink. So my near misses were, like I've already said, Trae Young, Darius Garland,
Consider.
Evan
Honestly,
Mobley. I don't have my whole list right in front of me. I think I had Paulo on there. I had Benedict Mathurin.
Near miss?
What?
It was like a
these are just near
stormtrooper shot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
these were my like, because I spent a long time
Yeah.
whittling down my list,
hmm
and these were like the only thing I was set on was 1 and 2. I knew 1 and 2 was going to be Luka and JT. After that, it was just a tome of
More
madness.
debatable.
Yeah. So like, it's
That's
a
solid.
good sign for the future of the league that we have so many young, talented players that I think I would want to build a franchise around. Because even towards the back of my list, when you got to, like some of the end of the bench players, like it was still like, wow, that's a quality NBA player. Because I
Putting
think near
Paulo
the
on
end of
mine, so
mine was like Benedict Mathurin and Paulo, because like just they are younger and we
Donovan.
don't know it. Donovan was on my short list, but
Okay.
he fell off pretty quickly because I like on my
Looked up his
list as
age.
I was as I was going through it, I just realized that from the Cavs, I would rather build around either Garland or Mobley for different reasons.
That's
A
fair.
lot of mine prioritized playmaking. It was just Mobley was too good to not have on my list, even though he's not the best playmaker.
Yeah, true.
It's just when I'm building a team, I want like there's a theme on my list, with the exception of Jason Tatum. They're good to elite passers.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's easier to build around a floor general. So who was y'all's near miss? Udonis Haslam, Chris
You know.
Paul, probably. Oh, Devin Booker was
Embiid.
also on my list. Devin
Chris.
Booker was also on my list.
he said we considered Chris Paul, man.
Vince Carter.
My list, I had a pretty short near miss. It was Joel and Dame.
I don't know. I think the only one I really considered outside of my top 5 was Jokic.
I mean, Brian Scalabrini's got the NBA ring. He's got the experience, right? That's what matters.
Go with Jerry West. He is Mr. Basket. Or no, that's George Mikan's Mr. Basket, right?
Yes.
I was gonna say the basketball logo. That's Jerry
No,
West.
Jerry West is the logo. It should be Scalabrini, though. He's got a ring. He's got the experience. That's all that matters. Nothing else matters.
Anyone on your list have a ring? I have a ring.
I don't think so.
On my short list, no.
I don't think on his list, period. Giannis. No, Giannis isn't on there.
No, Giannis was on
No.
yours.
I had hold on, let me pull it up.
Luca, no. Tatum, no.
No. It won't be.
No. SGA, no.
Halliburton.
Halliburton, no. No, he doesn't.
No, there's definitely no one on my
He has no
top
ring.
5.
He has no rings. He has no rings.
Um,
He has no rings. That is an apropos for Rehn. He has no rings. Just got none.
I'm actually looking through my short list.
He's just got none. Got none. He had to scroll to find someone with a ring on his list.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I don't. There's no one with rings.
Yeah. He had to scroll.
But that's because these players are all on teams that are what? Building a franchise.
Yeah.
Most of them were playoff teams.
Such bore. So bore.
Okay, well, your team is requesting trades or missing half the season. Austin's team they're taking walkers out onto the floor for their crossovers. So, who really wins here? Me.
No, you don't. I'm sorry.
Who has actual experience? Me.
Yeah. True. Not wrong. Technically, you're not wrong.
Yeah, until he takes his talents to North Beach.
Wow.
Ren's team would need VR to win.
Ren's team might win on 2K. No, they wouldn't. That's a lie. Ren's team would be a bunch of point guards.
Hey, in terms of simming, height doesn't matter in 2K. My brain hurts. You broke it. You did it. My head literally hurts.
I wonder why. I don't get it.
Was it because of me or because of him?
At this point, I don't know. But I don't like it.
Well, you did your job then, Austin. Good job.
Woo!
I don't know.
Oh, Cade was also on my list. Just throwing that out there.
No rings.
They don't have to have rings.
No rings, especially for Ren.
Ring is
Could
the
have put
goal.
Jordan Poole. He has a ring before your.
Yeah. Jordan Poole.
A ring is not. A ring is the goal. It's not the prerequisite.
No rings. No rings.
So here's failing if you don't hit the goal.
Okay, so let's do a hypothetical. Okay.
Hypothetically, Ren has no rings.
Okay, so Luka, Jason Tatum, Ja Morant, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Tyrese Halliburton.
Probably somehow all still don't have rings next year.
I'm not saying next year. Do you think they're not going to have rings in their career among those 5? If you are going to say no to that, at least one of them will have a ring.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
Probably more. Probably at least 2 or 3 of them will have rings. Yeah. The point is,
I'm actually quite interested to see how the NBA shapes up post. Well, granted, we're already starting to see it, I guess, is post LeBron, Curry, KD, basically the old guard being completely out of the playoffs and irrelevant. I'm kind of
here's the question I'm posing then, because this is why I asked that question.
Yeah.
You're building a franchise, right? We're understanding that we're building a franchise.
Build franchise.
Who's winning the next ring out of Luka or LeBron?
Probably neither.
I'm saying out of the two, who's more likely to win the next ring?
Just based on having it, like having more years to do it in the future, Luka.
Who's more likely to win a ring in the near future, Luka or LeBron?
Probably Luka.
It is Luka. The same can be said for Jason Tatum. The same can be said for Ja Morant. The same can be said for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, because LeBron is old. This is not prime LeBron anymore. Yes, he can still give you numbers. The man collapsed on the floor because the game was going to overtime because he doesn't have the legs for it now. He's old. He's still amazing, but he's old. He's not going to get you through a playoff series. He would have to be the second option, and you don't get a second option when you've got LeBron James. Or you don't get a first option when you have LeBron James. You have LeBron James. There's just no way. Yeah, there's no way unless you have Luka. So you're wrong. That's the only way to it.
It's the only.
Are bad. Your lists are bad, and you should feel bad. I'm going to be very clear on next week's topic. I'm going to be super freaking pedantic.
Sure you are. Sure you are.
I don't even know what next week's topic is going to be.
Rehn does not know what next week's topic is going to be, but
don't.
he knows he's going to be pedantic about it.
Yeah, no, I'm 100%. I'm breaking it down. Breaking the script down. I'm writing your script. You guys are no longer showing the ability to be free thinkers. So we are 1984ing this.
No reserve radio. You're reserving our speech.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
So Austin.
What's up?
Do you remember? Well, not remember. It's still a meme. The meme with Patrick and Man Ray.
Yes.
That is going to be run this next week. So this is the topic. So if this is the topic, then this must be what happens, right? So then this is what's going to happen. Huh? What?
Why am I facing like a mutiny this week? What did I do to deserve this?
You're bad. Your picks are bad.
Facts.
My picks are good. Do you guys have any NBA news? Is there anything you want to talk about? Like, relevant?
The Lakers.
One quick thing.
Look impressive.
Go ahead. You go Lakers. I'll go after.
Yeah, the Lakers look really impressive. I really liked how Mo Bamba played, even though he fouled out.
I actually haven't caught that game. I've got it recorded.
What? Oh, my bad. I won't spoil it then.
I mean, you can spoil it. I don't. I've already looked at the box score.
Yeah, but the Lakers won. Mo Bamba fouled out fairly early, but I think he's what they're going to be needing. He allows AD to play the 5, and he's just critical. D'Lo having 20 was huge. So the scoring load won't always be on LeBron and AD, and I think there's a lot of things going on there, but I think they're just happy to get rid of Russ. They're happy to have scoring options, and they're happy to have some spacing.
I would be happy to get rid of Russ too. The thing is, do the Lakers win that game if Zion is healthy? I don't think so.
Yeah, the Pelicans weren't full strength for sure. I don't know, maybe. I don't know.
I just don't think the Lakers would have had an answer for Zion.
Mo Bamba fouling out?
With Mo Bamba fouling out,
no, that
Jared Vanderbilt. There's no way Vanderbilt can contain Zion. And with AD, if AD was the one that was guarding him, one, he probably would have got injured because Zion is strong. But he also would have been too tired to drop 30, which they needed that 30 to probably even come close to beating the Zion Pelicans.
That's fair.
What do you got, Austin?
I was just going to talk about the Mavs real quick. Are we worried about Kyrie and Luka?
No.
So I'm not worried per se, because we know Kyrie can be off ball, and like now that he's more mature, he's more accepting of the understanding that he's going to be off ball sometime. I think Kyrie is. I don't have the metrics in front of me, but I would hazard a guess that Kyrie is still near the top of catch and shoot threes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
as we've already established. Luka is, a cornerstone of a franchise that you build a team around because he makes everyone around him better. So he's going to make Kyrie Irving better. The question is, will Kyrie, shave his hair off and change his name to Esteban and start a coffee shop? That with Kyrie Irving, yes, it is.
Okay.
I just he's found more and more creative reasons to not play than any player I've ever seen. Like, I thought when I was younger and seeing Dennis Rodman, I was like, wow, that man is crazy. Didn't think I'd see that in the modern era, but we're seeing it.
Why didn't you think? Rehn with foresight when he was like 5 years old. Rehn lacking foresight early in life. See, this is a problem. This is something that... Go ahead.
Red was wrong.
Yeah, Rehn was wrong early in his life, and so he never recovered from that.
Kyrie...
I get that. It's okay.
Kyrie is the modern Dennis Rodman. He thinks the globe is flat. He thinks that the Earth itself is a flat plane.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis Rodman doesn't even think that. Dennis Rodman knows it's a globe. He goes to North Korea all the time. He's friends with Kim Jong-un. So yeah, Kyrie is the modern. But no, I'm not worried about the basketball fit at all. I think that is a great trade. I think early in the episodes, I think it was before Austin joined us even, I had said that the Nets needed to blow it up because something felt off, and I said that Kyrie would have been a good fit in Dallas. I still stand by that. From a basketball perspective, he is an amazing fit, but Mark Cuban has got to keep a tight leash
Reins
on
on him.
his... Yeah, because he's a short-fused man, and he's a man's that when he goes off, he goes off.
I wonder if it's LeBron's fault.
It is
He just
definitely
has
LeBron's fault.
separation anxiety.
No. It's LeBron's fault because he's an old man.
Mm.
He's old.
Mm.
You know, I would build a team around Kyrie before I'd build around LeBron right now.
Mm.
We're adding an episode on that.
Yep.
Clippers, side note, are talking to Russell Westbrook. Look, as long as you're not paying Russ $45 million, I'm fine with it. I think that actually would be a decent fit. We talked about the fact that the Clippers were jerks to John Wall and traded him back to the Rockets, right? We talked about that last week.
The Clippers. So the Clippers organization is like how I would imagine a run organization. Honestly,
Absolutely not. How many times do you hear
absolutely.
me go off on Paul George and Kawhi Leonard?
Absolutely.
I am the
Think
opposite
about
of load management.
They have expectations. They fall short. They've never won. They
They
do
would win.
things. They somehow are expected to, be prim and proper, but they're not. They're the ugly stepchildren in LA. So yeah, I don't know. Right as the Clippers.
You lost me at load management.
Right as the Clippers.
Oh, we didn't talk about this. Gary Payton II. Did y'all see that?
Failed physical.
Failed a physical.
And now the league might be investigating Portland, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, yeah, because Golden State filed a complaint with the league
saying that they lied purposely without information.
Yeah, purposely withheld information. Now Golden State still allowed the trade to go through, but still, and that's pretty serious. Because
why would you be like, oh, I want this player, but by the way, these guys kind of did something illegal.
Because they didn't want James Wiseman anymore.
Yeah. I guess that's true. That would be really awkward.
It would have been more detrimental.
Can you imagine? Like trading a player, like making it public knowledge, and then 3 days later they walk back into your locker room. Awkward silence. That's like,
hey James, how's it going, buddy? You doing okay?
I mean, that man is broken. That man's broken, like emotionally now. Like all the trips to the G League. Yeah, I like it for him. I like him moving. So,
surprised Rehn didn't have James Wiseman on there.
James Wiseman? No. Could he be there? If we were to do episode idea. This isn't an episode idea. I'm just throwing it out there because I think that it's a thought. This is the shower thoughts I have that lead to our episode ideas. Top 5 players you would take as a project. This would be like James Wiseman, Markelle Fultz, players that had high expectations that haven't lived up to those. Now, you as a Cavaliers fan, you have a lot of experience with this. Like, just for example, Anthony Bennett. Like, you're never allowed to trash talk another franchise because you drafted Anthony Bennett first overall. That's like a 0 for your franchise. It was, but there were options, and you can say that, but let's just real quick look up who was available besides Anthony Bennett, who is, I heard he's just chilling in the Basketball Hall of Fame right now. So that was the 2013 draft, if I remember. Draft selections. So number 2 was Victor Oladipo. Was a decent NBA career, barring the injury. He's solid. CJ McCollum was number 10. Again, solid career. Giannis Antetokounmpo was 15th.
No one expected Giannis. Man.
Dennis
Giannis also
Schroeder.
just got
And
hurt.
he was also the project of all projects. It took him.
Dennis Schroeder, number 17. Rudy Gobert, number 27. There are other small players. Otto Porter Jr., better than Anthony Bennett. Cody Zeller, better than Anthony Bennett. Alex Len, Nerlens Noel, Ben McLemore, KCP, Trey Burke, Steven Adams, Kelly Olynyk, Shabazz Muhammad. God, I can keep going. Tony Snell, Georgie Dang, Mason Plumlee, Solomon Hill, Tim Hardaway Jr., Reggie Bullock, Andre
There is
Roberson.
a player on there that is like worthy of like a 101 to me.
They're more worthy of it than Anthony Bennett.
Hindsight.
And again,
Hindsight, yeah.
for the full record here, this man just said Giannis Antetokounmpo was not worth the first overall pick. Not a single player.
He was the project.
You either have it in hindsight or you don't. So is it in hindsight or in the moment? Because in the moment, there were clear first overall picks. Victor Oladipo should have been the first overall pick just based on the lead up to that draft.
That's fair.
Anthony Bennett was on nobody's radar.
That's also fair.
So now if you're looking at it in hindsight, Giannis Antetokounmpo is obviously the first overall pick.
Yeah, no. In hindsight, absolutely.
In the moment, there was not necessarily a clear first overall pick, but there was a clear top 5. Anthony Bennett was not on that top 5. Cleveland saw something in him, and I don't know what it was, but clearly it's just something in Ohio. It was not. If you're looking at athleticism, you were looking at VO. There's not that much athleticism to Anthony Bennett.
Yep.
And I'm now understanding people in Ohio just don't understand basketball talent. It explains so much. So, with that all said, guys, follow us on social media, No Reserve Radio on all platforms. Follow us on the YouTube. You get kind of a short form version of the episodes. You don't have to watch the whole thing or listen to the whole thing. Because if you listen to the whole thing, you have to listen to Taco Bell hot sauce, hot takes. Not a sponsor.
Could be a sponsor, honestly.
Could be a sponsor. You meant free Crunch Wraps for life.
I wouldn't. I hate Taco Bell, honestly. It's like eating it. That's just me though.
Good Lord, this man.
What?
You just don't like good things.
I just don't like it.
So leave a comment, leave a like, leave a subscribe, leave a negative comment. Look, just interact. Leave us engagement.
Yeah. Fair.
And stick around next week because I don't at this point I think now they're just trying to one up the takes from the previous week.
As Rehn tries to create a topic that me and Austin won't flum up.
Oh yeah, no. I am going in depth on what the topic is and
He's
like
going
what
full Man Ray on us. So this is your topic.
Yeah, no, it's going to be like there's going to be a flow chart. There's going to be graphs. There's going to be a Venn diagram of what's allowed and what's not allowed. This is going to be the best.
This is America. You do not tell me what I can and cannot discuss, good sir.
Okay. So side tangent: is Ohio in America? Is it actually?
Yes, it is.
Do we claim it?
We do.
I don't think we do.
We do.
I think you do. But the only thing, like Ohio man and Florida man, like,
Ohio man ain't really a thing, man.
I don't think we claim it. I think it's like just tacked on because of where it is. So, and this is a bit of an autocracy. Like, let's be real. You're just trying to rebel against my.
Not really rebel. We're just giving inputs, man.
You're attempting to rebel. This is the only way I view it.
You
That
view it as attempting to rebel. It's it's all Gucci, man. It's all good, man.
So
gotta, sit, smell the roses,
I just want everyone to realize that's listening along. I'm not trying to be a dictator here, but this man has been proud of this episode, like this. He has been talking about this since we talked about doing this as an episode.
Yep.
He has been proud of how spicy Luca at 5 is going to be. I honestly, he's trying to be Skip Bayless. That's all he's trying to do.
That one.
He is just trying to come up with like a hot take for hot take's sake. That is my theory. You can now like I am the Kyrie Irving in his Skip Bayless universe where I'm coming up with the conspiracy theories.
Hey, man.
Austin is LeBron James, who still thinks LeBron James is the greatest thing in the league right now. No, you are Skip Bayless. It is like I'm trying. It's completely fair.
It's a little bit unfair, man.
I'm calling you Skip Bayless. All right, that's all the time we got tonight, guys. Unless you guys have something else to add, I think we're good to go. I think this has been a very informative episode. I'm going to go.
That's an interesting word used.
I'm going to Barnes & Noble tomorrow. I'm going to attempt to track down basketball for 5-year-olds so y'all can learn a thing or two. Like I said, follow us on socials, leave a like, comment, subscribe, whatever. Hopefully next week maybe we'll get them down to mild sauce instead of the Diablo. But mild sauce is actually good.
No.
Mild sauce is actually decent. Diablo sauce, which is what you're doing, is like it thinks it's spicy, but it's not spicy. It's just bad. It's just gross. No one likes Diablo.
Actually, when I, suffer to go through eating Taco Bell, I don't actually put any sauce on my tacos.
And we now know Angelo's a serial killer. Cool. That's okay. That's all the time we got tonight, guys. We will see you next week. Have a good week. And thanks for listening.